Hello, sixth graders. This is a screencast to help you get ready for lesson 4-3. And today we'll be looking specifically at the key concept and part one. We're going to skip the launch, but we're going to look at key concept and part one. So let's look at key concept, which has a video, which I'll be pausing at different points to help you understand. But it looks at data tables and how they relate to graphs and equations. So let's take a look. Okay, so funny little picture there. Looks like a guy with a hammer, although he's not in the video, but still the video is helpful.
You can use a table to write an equation that represents the relationship between two variables. Look for a pattern in the table that connects the variables.
Okay, so when they're talking about the variables in a pattern, there's two parts to the data table, the x values and the y values. And you read them side to side. So they're in pairs going side to side. So when x is 0, y is 3. When x is 1, y is 4. When x is 2, y is 5. When x is 3, y is 6. When x is 4, y is 7. When x is 5, y is 8. So they wanted to find a pattern. How do we relate the x values to the y values? And you're going to see, they're going to show you. But what happens and what we decide and what we say the relationship is has to be true each time. It has to be true for every pair. So let's take a look at what they're going to show us with relating the x values to the y values. So when I hit play, you're going to kind of see this table separate, and they're going to open up a spot between, and they're going to show you how they're making the relationship between the x values and the y values.
Add 3 to the remaining values of x to get their corresponding y value.
So I'm going to pause it right there. So they're showing you that each time when you add 3 to your x value, it gives you your y value. 0 plus 3 gives you 3. 1 plus 3 gives you 4. 2 plus 3 gives you 5. 3 plus 3 gives you 6. And then let's make a guess. 4 plus 3 will give us 7. 5 plus 3 will give us 8. So whatever the x value is, plus 3 gives us the y value.
Values. Write the relationship in words. The number in the x column plus 3 equals the number in the y column.
Okay, so that's what Mr. Leary just told you. The number in the x column plus 3 gives you the y column. The number in the x column plus 3 gives you the y column.
Write the relationship as an equation. X plus 3 equals y.
There you go. X plus 3 equals y. Now, just be aware that it's not always going to be adding. Sometimes in data tables, to get from the x to the y, you're going to add, but sometimes you're going to subtract. Sometimes you're going to multiply. Sometimes you're going to divide. So as we get to part one, let's see what we're doing there. And so I'm going to click back here, and then I'm going to click to part one. All right, and here we go. So x to y. So remember, what we do each time has to be true. So it can't just be true one time. It has to be true each time. So when we read them across in pairs. When x is 0, y is 0. When x is 1, y is 3. When x is 2, y is 6, and so forth. So going across, hopefully we see that the numbers are increasing. So increasing would mean hopefully that we were either adding or timesing and multiplying. So hopefully we wouldn't say minus, because that wouldn't make sense, because to get from a smaller number to a larger, we have to add or we have to multiply. So let's see. Well, I can't add anything here except for a 0. So 0 plus 0 equals 0. Would that be true here? 1 plus 0, does that equal 3? No. And I said it has to be true each time, so I'm guessing it's not plus. So then maybe it's times. 0 times what equals 0? Well, that can kind of be any number, because 0 times anything will always be 0. So let's check here. X times what equals 3? 3. So 1 times 3 equals 3. Is that true here? 2 times 3. Does that equal 6? Yes, it does. 3 times 3. Does that equal 9? Yes. 4 times 3. Does that equal 12? Yes. 5 times 3. Does that equal 15? Yes, it does. And then if I go back to my original pair up here, 0 times 3. Does that equal 0? Yes. So the number in the X column times 3 equals the number in the Y column. And if that's in words, if I want to make it an equation, X times 3 equals Y. And we saw that that's true. X times 3 equals Y. 0 times 3 equals 0. 1 times 3 equals 3. 2 times 3 equals 6. 3 times 3 equals 9. 4 times 3 equals 12. 5 times 3 equals 15. Okay, so when you go back into lesson today, go through this and try it out yourself and make sure that you see that too, and then refer back to the screencast if you need help with it. Part 2, use the table to relate the independent variable X to the dependent variable Y. Don't worry so much about those words independent and dependent. Just worry about relating X to Y. How is that happening? Write an equation to show the relationship. So they give you a couple choices. Is it X plus 12 equals Y? Is it X plus 6 equals Y? Is it X times 4 equals Y? Or X equals 4 times Y? So let's see. Let's look at the first one. X plus 12 equals Y. 0 plus 12, does that equal 0? No. All right. How about this? X plus 6 equals Y. 0 plus 6, does that equal Y? No. But if I jump down here and maybe I ignored that. 2 plus 6, does that equal 8? If I wanted this one, X plus 6. 2 plus 6, does that equal 8? Yeah, it does. But remember, we said it has to be true each time. So 4 plus 6, does that equal 16? No, because 4 plus 6 equals 10. So now that's not the choice either. So how about X times 4? Let's try that. 0 times 4, does that equal 0? Yeah. 2 times 4, does that equal 8? Yeah. 4 times 4, does that equal 16? Yeah. So maybe that's it. How about this? X equals 4 times Y. 0 equals 4 times 0? Yeah. How about this? X, 2, does that equal 4 times 8? 4 times 8 is 32, so no. So I'm guessing it's going to be C. So when you log on today, give that a try. See if you think that that works. All right, so that is your screencast for the key concept in part 1. Log on to part 1, and please do that.